everybody, and welcome to another solo episode of Stage and Screen with me, Misha Bryan. I'm going to start off by saying hello, Boobs.
Hello.
He is behind the camera as usual and setting everything up. Now, I would just like to say I apologise for being away for so long. And also, I'm a horrible, terrible liar. Remember a few episodes back when I was like, I'm not always sick, I'm not always sick. It turns out that I am always sick. I'm always sick. I'm currently sitting here with a hot water bottle and a blanket because I had to go to hospital like the other day because basically my hemoglobin levels were so low. The doctor was like, you need to go to hospital right now. That's actually what happened. There weren't two phones and there weren't two doctors, but he was pretty insistent. So yes, Darren and I had to go and sit in we like the S deck, weren't we? Same day emergency care. Effectively for 2 days because useless. And I ended up having an iron infusion, which then my body decided to try and reject. Give me back pain and all kinds of pains and this, that and the other. And so, yeah, that's what's been happening. And I still cannot warm up. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. It's weird, isn't it? Like when you think... because I went and had my bloods done, right? Because I had this I still got this weird pain in my stomach. And then I was like, oh, I'm sick because of that. What a surprise. And then you come back and then something else happens. And then it's only when people point out to you and they say to you, are you okay? How are you feeling? You're like, actually, do you know what? I feel sick. And you know, I've been feeling sick for ages as well. You don't realise you're just getting on with life, but like it's slowly getting darker and quieter and you're getting smaller and smaller. And you're ready for bed at like 7 o'clock in the evening. It's like, maybe look after yourself, Misha. So anyway, that's my apology for having been away for so long. But here we are, back in the room. And yes, I suppose I have to do a recap of the, I was going to say the lessons, no. The recap of the episodes that we've done since December, I guess, wasn't it, Bubs? Your first one came out in December, didn't it?
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, I interviewed Darren. You know, it was terrible, such a diva. He was like requesting M&Ms and chocolate cake and everything. It was terrible. So I interviewed Darren at his studio in Birmingham. And the first bit came out in December. And then this next bit came out in January. Was it just after your birthday? I think it was just before your birthday. Darren's birthday is the 24th of January. You know, if anyone ever wants to say happy birthday or anything like that to Darren when it comes around next time. And it's really good. And of course, the drummer love community all came out. I was like, oh, Darren, it's really good, mate. Ooh, snare drums, paradiddles, you know. They all came out the woodwork to support. So that was really, really nice. And then after that, we did like a celebration of the first 6 months of Stage and Screen. Now, it's actually a celebration of the first 6 months of it actually being up on YouTube and Libsyn and Spotify and all of that stuff. But what I didn't realise is that we've actually started in like March last year, because that's when I started my research and stuff and asking Mike Nolan if he wanted to be on the podcast and everything. And you just think time flies like that. It goes so quickly. So yeah, it's been like a year and however many months since we started. And yeah, the 6 month celebration is kind of silly and fun. It's good actually. And you can see my little sauerkraut pot that I've got bubbling away in the kitchen right now. In fact, that was the previous one. That was November, wasn't it? So I've got another one happening right now. Anyway, tangents. But sauerkraut is good for your stomach. So just just saying. Random tangents. So we did that. Darren, and then the 6 month celebration. And then we released a couple of episodes with a lovely, lovely lady, costume designer and costume supervisor, that's my stomach, need to eat, called Lindsay Bonaccorsi, who I worked with on Casualty. Casualty was the episode where my boyfriend had been taking steroids and, you know, he had erectile dysfunction, you know, and he collapsed at the gym. Anyone remember that episode? And then I tell him off and then leave him in hospital. Because that's what you do. That's supportive, isn't it? But I did want a baby, and it wasn't happening. So anyway, yeah. So that was that episode, and Lindsay was obviously the costume designer on that, and it was just fantastic. I mean, just the loveliest person who actually listens to what you need as an actor. Because I had some bad feet issues from doing that Sherlock Holmes something in Newbury. We won't bring that up. And so I had some bad feet, and so then I needed shoes that had a little bit of a wedge on them, because the flat thing wasn't working for me. And she listened, and my jumper was comfy, and my leggings were jumpy, my bra was good, and I was just all just lovely and happy. It's just a lovely, lovely person. So we went to Wales, Cardiff, to do that, and we filmed the intro right by Wales Millennium Centre, which is where I did Colour Purple. So it was a really nice kind of homecoming kind of thing. So that was really nice. And just Lindsay was fantastic. I mean, she just is so knowledgeable and just speaks so well. And it's just brilliant. And she makes a nice cup of tea as well. So that was a bonus. Recently, only a couple of weeks ago, we released an episode with Mark Smith, lovely, lovely choreographer. I've worked with him on Colour Purple and on the Sherlock Holmes thing. I was just wondering if there was anything else. He's one of those people, it feels like we've worked together 100 million times, just because you just immediately get on. Really just lovely, and you think we must have done more together. Actually, no, we haven't. We've done two things. And as you probably know, in musical theatre, once previews happen and press night happens, then the creatives are gone, and then you just don't see them again. Unless something massively disastrous happens on the production, you just don't see them again. So the fact that Mark and I have got this lovely connection was just really good. And he talks about his career and how he's been choreographing for like 15 years now, and how he's actually deaf, and we talk about how sometimes he gets pigeonholed and things like that, but he wants his work to be at the forefront of people's minds when they're booking him. And it's really interesting in classical dance, balletic dancing versus contemporary stuff, and jazz and tap and this, that and the other. It's really interesting. So if you haven't watched it, go and check it out. We've got part 2 of that coming out soon. But it's a funny one because we can't release it because he's going to be performing in a show in London that hasn't been announced yet. The cast hasn't been announced. The creative has, but the cast hasn't. So we can't put that episode out until it gets announced. So it's a bit frustrating, but it's all good. We like a little spicy, saucy secret at stage and screen, don't we, boobs? Mm-hmm. We certainly do. So yeah, look out for that one. But go and watch part 1. Because it's a good chat. I mean, they're all good chats, really, aren't they? She says, about her own thing. But yeah, it's really good. It's really comfortable. It's really, really, really nice. And then this one's gonna come out. Me and my cold extremities. Thank you all, as usual, for tuning in and watching. I'm getting so many still lovely messages, honestly. And it's that thing, isn't it, when you're being creative about just doing something and putting it out there and getting on with it, and then just leaving it to let the universe decide who's going to pick it up and where it's going to go and who it's going to reach, So yeah, people are watching like old episodes from like way back in the beginning. I'm so glad. And like you see people's watch rates just ticking up really nicely, so which is really cool. YouTube, for some reason, deleted some of our views. I was like, what are you deleting the views for? It was saying there was a lot of duplicate watching or something, but some people re-watch because like some of the episodes are like 45 minutes, hour, we know how attention spans are these days. So, people re-watch things or they just enjoyed it. So they're like, maybe go and watch it again. And YouTube's giving it, well, somebody re-watched, so we're going to delete those views. I was a bit vexed because it makes you look dry, innit? But it's okay because, you guys are still here watching away and I'm happy. In other news, what's been going on? Oh, of course, I'm always learning something. I was doing a course, so I'm doing this course in teaching people how to speak English. Poor Darren. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm tired. I need a cup of tea. And it whoops. All the time. bit of weirdness, a little bit of oddness going on recently with people confusing me. Well, actually not even recently. It's actually been happening for decades where people have been confusing me with Misha B from X Factor, right? And so even if you Google my name now, right, all stuff to do with me from shows and vocal coaching and touring and all this stuff. This podcast comes up on Google, right? And even AI comes down and says, Misha Bryan, Misha Bryan is distinct from Misha B, who was on the X Factor. But like recently in like interviews and newspaper articles and stuff like that, right? People have been like getting us mixed up, thinking that I'm from Manchester and that I was on X Factor and this, that and the other. And then sometimes I email people and go, actually, could you just amend that? Because that's not actually me. That's Misha B who was on X Factor and stuff like that. And they get angry. You wouldn't expect it, would you? They actually get angry with me saying, I'm not changing anything. I don't have to. I'm like, actually, yeah, you do, because that's like part of the kind of journalistic oath, isn't it? Like to get the facts right, to actually do your research, which clearly you haven't done, because page 1 would tell you that we're not the same person. And also, for all them people who think we are the same person, shame on you. All black people don't look the same. That isn't even just hashtag the same, that's just hashtag facts. We don't all look the same. Do you know how many people I went to school with called Paul Smith, Mark Smith, David Smith, Andrew Smith, and then none of them ever got mixed up? People just were able to just, separate them and tell them apart. But 2 people called Misha Bryan, you say, oh, it must be the same person. Do your research. It's a funny one though, because obviously people were like, oh, Misha B, she was a bully on X Factor and all of this stuff. And it's like, it seems to, obviously it reflected poorly on her. And she's come out and said, actually, they just edited me badly in the show. Do you know what I mean? She's like, I'm not a bully. They just edited me badly. And then because, simple people think all black people look the same, it's reflected poorly on me now with them getting it wrong. Because when I was doing Colour Purple, this guy did a review and he was so angry. And I was like, why is this guy so angry at me? What's happened? It's really weird. Really weird. And then people say, oh, Misha was singing out of tune and this, that, and the other. It's like, it really wasn't. Like, that's really bizarre. And it was just an attack because they just didn't like Misha B from X Factor. It's really weird. And I've done other interviews on the radio where the host, who also did the research, allegedly, starts talking about, so your time on the X Factor, how was that? And how's that affected your career? And did you enjoy yourself and this, that and the other? And I was like, that's not me. And this is like on live radio and you're having to cut people off, to say, that's not me, sorry. We can talk about The Voice if you'd like to talk about The Voice, because I've coached on that and I've appeared on Jules Holland and I've been on Jonathan Ross and I've done this, that and the other, if you'd like to talk about that. But it's that weird thing where it doesn't take long, people. Come on, let's get it together. Let's get it together. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't take that much time to actually just get the right person. We don't look the same. And anyone who hasn't seen me for parts, or any casting directors or producers or anyone who has been putting productions together thinking that I'm Misha B and hasn't considered me, shame on you too. Because why? It's not that difficult. So yeah, here we are. That's my little public service announcement for the entire entertainment industry. Please get it right. So, as you know, I can't sit still and Darren's got ants in his pants. So we're always up to something. And we've kind of started, but not really started an 80s band, which will be coming to you soon. I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be absolutely killer. So between that and me doing this course and Darren doing his gigs, it's all been pretty mad. And trying to just cram in interviews and chasing people down for the podcast, it takes up a lot of your time, And just to make myself feel better, I made a little sponge cake yesterday with loads of custard. Darren's going in the background. It was delicious. It was so old school. It was old school, just school, wasn't it? It was junior school. Except without that really thick layer of skin on the custard, you know what I mean? Except without that. It was delicious. Honestly, you just got to feel better, haven't you, about yourself? Just make yourself a cake sometimes. You won't know yourself. But yeah, having talked about people, chasing people down for the podcast, we really don't mind being approached we really don't mind. However, please, could you actually have watched an episode of the podcast and know something about us before just blanket putting out a request? You could also, it also helps to put my name in it. People who put, hey there, at the top of the thing and then generic email. You're not going to get on unless you Sting or Tom Cruise. Tom and Sting, you can do what you like. Thank you. But it's like, come on, let's just personalize it a little bit. It's like we're living in this digital age where, you know, where we can chat to each other online and do all this stuff. Let's just get a little bit of the personal side back into it. Hey, Mish, how are you? How's Darren? Something. Do you know what I mean? Just a little bit of a connection to the actual podcast itself. I'm not cussing people off. It's just, you know, I can just tell that we could be anyone. You know, for you to be on stage and screen, it's like, I'm reasonably particular. Am I particular, boobs?
Yeah, but with, you know, good cause, it's you want to make a good thing, don't you?
Yeah.
And get good information out there.
He's usually right. I'm joking, he's not. Joking. Anyway, but yes, that's what it is. We just want people, you know, of a particular caliber, and I do vet people. That's the thing about it. It's like I'm not just going, we need an episode. I'd rather not have an episode rather than have somebody who we're not connected to and we don't know very well, particularly on the show, or that there isn't something that all of you guys can learn something from. So yeah, I would really appreciate it if people just approached with just a little bit more of a personal vibe about it. Like I said, at least watch an episode, at least just say, oh yeah, we like the vibe, the jokes, love the episode with Lee Hall, something like that. And just don't be rude. I had one person say it to me, if you ever feel like interviewing some women, I was like, excuse me, clearly you haven't watched it at all, because there are women on the podcast. It is mental. And it's been really tricky to get people of colour, really hard. I don't know what that's about. It's really weird. Maybe my people hate me. I don't know. Can you enlighten me? Can somebody enlighten me as to why that's so difficult? I've tried. I've really tried. And I'm just hoping that people aren't out there just vexed with me with little voodoo dolls. Maybe that's why I got the pain in my side. Maybe someone's got the voodoo doll because like, she doesn't interview black people. And they're stabbing it right now every moment of the day. I don't know. But it's not funny at all. Because in the same way people assume that I'm only interviewing white men, they might be assuming that I just am actively not seeking to interview people of colour. We've had John Shui Zhang on, which was great. And then, I don't know. There's got to be a reason. And I'm researching myself and just going to put the feelers out to try and figure that one out, because it's an enigma, is what it is. It's interesting, isn't it, Boobs? Darren doesn't know either, do you, Boobs?
I have no idea. Yeah, you contact people and sometimes just nothing.
Yeah.
Not even, no, I can't do it, or just nothing.
Yeah. I mean, that happens with all people of all ethnicities, all races, all, you know, colours, creeds and everything. People just don't get back. You're like, okay, tumbleweed. Fine. And also it could be, sometimes it might be me, because technology doesn't work with me either. It's like, oh, Misha's using it now, I'm just going to break. It's just, no, that's not working now. But for the most part, it's not. It's not early years dial-up internet, is it? It's like we're all happening now. So yeah, if anyone can shed any light on the people not getting back situation, or the people who I get to the stage with where I send them all the questions and I say, give me some dates and this, that and the other, and then they just completely ghost you. It's like, well, what happened to you? What happened? It's weird. And then you just blatantly see them on Instagram just living life and you're like, it's just bloody rude. It's just rude. Anyway, this is rant. This is the rant episode, isn't it? I'm not well. You gotta let me off. I'm ill. My extremities are freezing and we need to go and have some breakfast now. But yes, what's happened that is jolly, because clearly we can't end this thing just being miserable all the time. Jolly things that have happened. Yes, let's go back to that. Yes, I've made my cake. I'm doing my sauerkraut. That should be ready in about a week. And I'm wearing this lovely pink headscarf thing to just cheer me up, you know, to distract me from the pain in my side. So that's about it, really. Darren's wearing yellow. I'm sitting here happy. We're going to go and have some breakfast now. We'll hopefully bring you some more episodes in the next few weeks. Mark's will be out. Ooh, I'm trying to think now. So we've got to do this one. 4 weeks' time. Marks will be out, and then hopefully it's Regent's Park, and hopefully Regent's Park will have announced the cast by the time that video comes out. So then we can actually release it. If not, we're going to have to go and just like interview Bob from over the street. Which I'm sure he'd be happy about. Bob's funny. He's one of those people who's always like, of course, stop, Misha. I've got to go in. The dinner's ready on the table. And then half an hour later, he's like, oh, did you hear about Bob? And then his wife comes out and is like, Bob, Robert, get in the house. It's so funny. We've got some lovely neighbours, and there's some terrible, horrible, terrible neighbours. But anyway, that's for a whole other podcast. And so I'm going to sign off now because clearly it's Rambulation Nation. I hope you're all well. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm sorry if this was a bit mad. I don't have any iron in my body. So there you go. But I'm still here, people, fighting. I was going to say fighting fit, but we're not fit, are we? I'm still alive, just about. I love you all. I'll speak to you soon.